This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're coming to you live from the New Orleans Investment Conference 2017 here in New Orleans. With me is Mr. Paul Kuhn from Avrupa Minerals. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, AVU on the TSX-V and AVPMF on the OTC markets in the U.S. Paul, welcome back to SNNLive.
Thanks, Shelley. Good to see you. It's nice being back with you again.
It's good to have you.
It always is good to talk with you. You guys are doing a great job for us.
Thank you so much. Let's get started with an overview on Avrupa, and we'll go from there.
Well, Avrupa is a TSX listed prospect generator. Our main office is in Vancouver, but I work the technical part of the program in Europe. We're a European-based prospect generator.
So, what's the history of the company? And by the way, what does the name Avrupa mean?
Avrupa is the Turkish word for Europe. My spouse is Turkish, and I worked in Turkey for 14 years, so we felt this was a great way to start the company.
Let's get into the rest of the history of where the company started, what its founders, etc.
Well, the company was formed in 2010. Mark Brown is the chief board member and financial supporter. Winnie Wong is our CFO, and I am the CEO and chief technical person for the company. We work in Europe, particularly in Portugal, Kosovo, a little bit in Germany, and we're actually looking a bit around Morocco right now. Mostly for copper and zinc and a little bit of gold.
So let's go into it a little bit. Let's talk about some of the assets, if you would, particularly Portugal.
Portugal is our main area of interest. We're working in the Iberian Pyrite Belt, which is a long-lived copper-zinc exploration mining area since before the Romans. We have 3 large licenses in the Pyrite Belt, and we're working on a potential joint venture for all 3 of these licenses. This is our business model, of course. We also have a copper-gold property adjacent to the Pyrite Belt, which we have joint ventured with AVU.V Minerals, an Australian miner.
What's the value catalyst of the company?
Well, the value catalyst is discovery and development and hopefully mining. So the first thing we have to do is consummate a joint venture, particularly with a large mining company. Secondly, we have to make a discovery. Thirdly, we have to move the project forward to brownfield sort of exploration and hopefully development.
What's the backup plan?
Well, the backup plan is our expertise in Europe allows us to look at other areas of mining interest. We're one of the few, if not only, prospect generators working solely in Europe. We've got a lot of expertise working in these old mining districts, a great ability to get data, mine the data from the local governments, from the regional areas, and I've got a great prospecting team. We've all been involved in discoveries, so the backup is more of the same. Actually, we do a good job throughout Europe.
What differentiates Avrupa from the rest of the project generators?
We've done very well in Europe, which is, like I said, the only place that we as a prospect generator work. We've made 2 discoveries in Europe, actually 3, 1 in Kosovo and 2 in Portugal. We've subsidized our work through project equity financing and through project development through the joint ventures. We've actually raised more money through our joint ventures than through equity financing.
What's your background?
I'm a geologist. I've been a geologist for 40 years. I went to school here in the U.S. And moved to Europe on and off for the last 25 years.
So tell me a little bit of the rest of the team.
Well, Mark Brown runs Pacific Opportunity Capital in Vancouver. He's experienced in all sorts of junior level financing. He's a strong supporter of the company in that his shareholding is about 15%. The other members of the team, our board members, are from Europe and from Canada and from the States. So we cover all sorts of parts of the mining business, from exploration to finances to actually mine building.
One thing I wanted to ask you was, let's pick Portugal. And let's talk about the land package and grade and exactly what your resource is.
Well, we have 3 main licenses in the pyrite belt, 1 in the iron oxide copper gold belt, and we actually have a tungsten license as well. But our main areas are in the pyrite belt, where we control, I'd say, 2,500 square kilometers of prospective land in the zinc, copper, zinc massive sulfide district. So it's a strong area. We've got lots of interest from potential partners right now, especially since we're now talking about an advanced brownfields exploration project on our AVU.V license. Our AVU.V license was a joint venture until recently. We now have 100% of the license, and we're entertaining some quite interested potential joint venture partnerships.
What drilling do you have underway?
Well, we're starting a very small program at our Kosovo tungsten project in northern Portugal, and that's being funded by our partner Blackheath Resources. We were attempting to start drilling at our Alvito project, which is the Avrupa Minerals joint venture, but we're continuing to find new targets. So because of the lateness of the season, because we're still working on the ground, we've got some great geophysical results, we're going to postpone that till March, April. We finished drilling in Kosovo earlier this summer through our partnership, but we have not received the results on that. So every year we've gotten 1 or 2 or 3 drilling projects, a new joint venture partnership most every year so far. These are some of the strong points that we can do as a prospect generator.
Let's get your website out there for our audience for more information.
AVRupaMinerals.com.
Say it again.
AVRupaMinerals.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Kuhn, Avrupa Minerals, and the publicly traded symbols are AVU on the TSX-V and AVPMF on OTC markets. I'm Shelley Kraft, this is SNNLive, and the program is coming to you live from the New Orleans Investment Conference 2017, right here in New Orleans. Thank you so much for coming.
Good to see you again, Shelley. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we'll see you again soon. Thanks.
Okay, you got it.